yummy, yummy.
Hello my friends, welcome to the new video. Today I will not paint, today I will bake. I will show you a very typical German recipe, an apple crumble cake. It's a basic, very easy to follow recipe with the basic ingredients like butter, sugar, flour, and a couple of other ingredients. So if you offended by any of those ingredients, this video is not for you. Okay, so let's dive right into it, shall we? Okay, my friends, so my American friends gonna hate me because I'm going all metric on you, but you're all very smart, so I'm sure you can figure this out. Okay, so basically we use 500 grams of flour, 2 little packages of the rapid yeast, or I'm using from the big jar, so that would be about, I think here, 4.5 teaspoons. Then we have 140 milliliter of warm milk. We have 75 grams of sugar, 100 grams butter, half a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna put a pint of nutmeg in there, 1 egg, and then you can have the skin of, let's say, of a lemon. You can grate it into the dough. I don't have lemon right now, so I'm gonna skip that, but you can also add a little bit lemon flavor. Okay, so let's start. Now, if you have a dough mixer, your life is way easy. I don't have a dough mixer, so I do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, so we'll start with the butter. 100 grams of butter, room temperature, 1 egg, and then we add the yeast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. And remember in school, you learned that, never put the salt on top of the yeast, always leave it on the other side, because they're not very friendly to each other. And then we have 75 grams of sugar. Then we get a little bit of the nutmeg. And 140 milliliter of warm milk. So I usually start it up with a spoon, and then we move it onto the table. Okay, so now I can move it onto the countertop. Like I said, if you have a dough mixer, life is so much easier for you, but I don't mind. Okay, so now, see, that's the consistency. So now we have to do stop it, Matthias. Okay, so now after about 10 minutes of physical abuse, we put it back in the bowl and we cover it with a kitchen towel, and you put this aside. Now we're gonna do the crumbles, and this is basically what we call in Germany a 3-2-1 recipe. So that's very easy to remember. So that means 3 parts of flour, 2 parts of butter, 1 part of sugar. So for this recipe I'm using 300 gram flour, 200 gram butter, 125 gram of sugar, and then I'm also gonna add a package of vanillin sugar. So that means I have 300 grams of flour. I take 200 grams of butter, which I have right here. I'm going to cut this up a little. And 125 grams of sugar. So we add this all together. And I also add 1 package of vanilla sugar by Dr. Oetker. Okay, so let's get going. So first we go with the sugar and the butter. We mix this all up. And then again, I do it the old-fashioned way, but if you have a dough mixer, by all means, go ahead and use it. But for me, I don't mind. I've been doing it all my life. As you may know, I'm by trade, I'm a master pastry chef and a baker. And unfortunately, due to a severe flour dust allergy, I can't be working in this trade anymore. So now baking a cake at home at one time is no big deal. I can handle that, but if I had to work full-time in an environment with all the flour dust, it would kill me. Okay, so now I'm also gonna add a few almonds here. Let's see, with one hand. So just a few. And then you just break it apart till you form crumbles. You can see they're crumbles. Now this has to go in the fridge. So you can do this ahead of time. You can actually do it the day before and leave it in the fridge. And but if you leave it for a long period of time, so you need to put it in a container with a lid, because you don't want the smell of your veggies or your onions go into here. Okay, so those are my crumbles. So the dough is resting right here. The crumbles are in the fridge. Now we're going to prepare the apples. I got some beautiful apples here. Let me see, maybe I'll just use 3, maybe. I do 4 apples. Okay, so I peel them first. Would you believe me if I tell you that this peeler is from the 70s when I started my apprenticeship, and it's still going strong. This is German quality. We have tried so many different other ones. My wife has a few other ones. They just don't work so well, and they just fall apart after a couple of years. Okay, you see how nicely this one cuts. All right, there we go. So I have this little handy tool here. Look at this. Just about like this, okay? Okay, so now school apples. Now from here on I go by feeling, okay? Main ingredients is I use brown sugar for this one, for the apple filling. So let's see, let's put 2 spoons, and always cinnamon. And normally I put raisins. I'm out of raisins, so I chopped up a few dry cranberries. So you can add cranberries. You can also add almonds. Okay, so we have to make sure that we don't overcook them. We just get them a little soft, and the rest is done during baking. It depends on the type of apples. If you have too much juice, you add a little bit of breadcrumbs. But don't use the flavored breadcrumbs with the Parmesan cheese and the salt. Just plain breadcrumbs, just to absorb the liquids a little. You don't need a lot. Okay, so I'm not that on the stove, yep. So, this is good enough. As you can see, there is a little bit liquid on the bottom. So, as I said, I add some breadcrumbs, just a little bit, and that will absorb the liquid. Okay, done. So I moved the apples into a bowl so they can cool down a little, and I'm just gonna actually put them in front of my fan, and so they cool down a little faster. The dough is still covered and it's still resting. And as soon as these apples are cooled down enough, I will show you how to roll out the dough. So I prepared and I creased a tray, a square tray. So let's put that aside. We're gonna dust a little with flour. Okay, so you probably ask yourself, how do you get this round dough nice and square? I will teach you an easy trick. Very simple. Get a cross cut. Here you have a square. Oops. Okay, so let's roll this out. prevent air bubbles during the baking process. Okay, so now we add the crumbles. So I had that in there now for just about 12 minutes. Let's have a look. Perfect, golden brown. It's not what it looks like. No. See? Okay, my friends, this is the end of the video. Let me know if you like to see more bake or cooking videos. Otherwise, I will stick to painting. Okay? Give the recipe a try.